Hey everybody, nice to meet you. This is my introductory video for EDL 850 School Law. My name is Matt McConnell. I teach 7th grade language arts. This is my 6th year in education. I spent all 6 of those years teaching 7th grade language arts. I work at Wadsworth Middle School. It's a fairly large school in Northeast Ohio. It's a suburb of Akron, Wadsworth is. And right now I'm working to complete my master's in educational technology. I'm a little bit over halfway, so I'm very excited to be making good progress throughout the process of earning my master's. So for my critical reflection, some of the ways that my administrators and my school demonstrate knowledge of laws and school board policies. One really easy example is that all the school board do's and don'ts are posted in the staff workrooms where they're easily accessible, but also all of the bylaws are also available in each of the workrooms. So anytime that you have a question or an issue that you want to do a little more research, it's very easy to find those things and look them up. There's kind of a little section in every workroom where you can go and you can find rules, laws, and we also have contact people that can help you interpret those or help you better understand what it's telling you. In addition to the hard copies, there's also a staff intranet that you can find that same information. So if it's easier to use the digital version, maybe you're not at school, you need to look them up, you can have access to those through your school account as well on the intranet. Another area that my principal, I think, does a really good job is he provides frequent feedback. He does a good job pointing out the strengths, things that we do well as a school or as individuals, and he also mentions any concerns. He does this during staff meetings, we do this during professional development, all with the purpose of making us just better educated on the rules and the laws and the things that we need to be aware of to make sure we're providing safe and effective education. As far as my critique of my own knowledge, I would rate it as a basic at best. Some of my strengths, I understand a lot of the rules regarding standardized testing because we go over those every year when we do state tests. So I've heard them more frequently. You hear the updates and the changes if there are any, and we have a meeting every year, at least one meeting every year to make sure that we're clear on what we can and can't do and what we should and shouldn't do. I know lots of the other fundamental rules, and lastly, because I went to a small Christian college, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of a lot of the laws regarding religion in the classroom, separation of church and state, and those sorts of things. Some of my weaknesses, basically anything beyond what would be considered basic knowledge, I would say is not a strength of mine. So anything that would be a special case, anything that would have special circumstances or any sort of nuanced situation that might need some interpretation or might not be black and white, easy to understand, those are things that I would consider weaknesses, along with any of the changes. If I don't have someone who tells me what the changes are to kind of keep me abreast of what's going on and update me, it's highly likely that I'm not aware until someone does tell me, hey, by the way, this has changed. So those are some of my strengths and weaknesses as far as it goes towards laws and school board policies. As far as a plan to make sure that I am gaining in knowledge, I think just gaining more experience is important. I still feel like I'm fairly early in my educational career, and I look to a lot of the more experienced teachers kind of as role models and as a source of information. If I have a question, they're the people that I usually go to first. And I think that as I get more experience, I'll encounter more things and I'll be aware of more of the rules and laws. But obviously that's not going to happen on its own. So I think it's important to discuss, do research, and explore to help make sure that I'm facilitating that for myself and making sure that I understand and I'm aware of the things that are important to my profession. Obviously, as I do that, I need to listen, I need to learn, and then beyond that, I can attend the different organized functions, either at the state level or at the local level with school board meetings and things like that. So finally, here are my standards that I think this lesson applies to. It's nice meeting you guys. I look forward to learning alongside of you. Thanks.